Today, I wanted to educate you about the usage of fisherman journals and fisherman laborers to see what is worth doing, what is not worth doing. I have done all the math. I'm ready to present it to you today. A lot of times, these kinds of videos are members-only videos, but I'm going to go ahead and make this one public because there's a lot of people that fish, and I want to help them out. I don't think my members really care too much about fishing, so why don't we get into it, okay? So very first thing is filled fishing journal prices as of 11/25/2022 from Bridgewatch, because that's where I live, that's where I do my pricing, so that's where I do my business. These are how much you can expect to make when you sell a journal filled completely to Bridgewatch. You can see here, the most popular one that everyone everywhere in the game will tell you, the best journal to fill is Tier 7. They're technically wrong, but they're also not quite wrong. I'm going to get into that in just a bit later in the video, but here are the prices of filling journals, which corresponds with our next thing, which is, well, how much fame does it take to fill these journals up, okay? Well, I'm glad you asked, because here it is. This shows exactly how much fame it takes to fill a journal, and the cool thing about fishing journals is that you don't need to fish in the same tier zone to fill up the journal. So what this means, you can fish in a tier 2 zone and fill a tier 8 journal, or you can fish in a tier 8 zone, fill a tier 2 journal. It doesn't matter. All fishing will give you fishing fame. You cannot fill a journal by eating fish. You have to catch them, you have to fish them out of the water. Alright, so if we take these two numbers, how much fame it takes to fill a journal and how much silver you earn, we can get a metric called silver earned per fame required. And you can see here that Tier 7 is number 2. Technically, Tier 8 earns you slightly more silver for fishing than Tier 7. It does take longer to fill, but this next metric will show you why everyone chooses to fill Tier 7 journals, and that is because of sales volume. These are how many journals, on average, in Bridgewatch throughout the last 4 weeks, how many are average sold per day. So, Tier 2 journals, we can see about 17 to 40 of them being sold per day. That's really not a lot. But Tier 7 has the highest sales rate at 100 to 330. These are peaks and lows, by the way. All right, so how much fish do you get if you turn these into a journal? Or I'm sorry, if you turn them into a laborer? I'm only showing you the maximum possible if you roll the dice and get super lucky. These are the numbers. These are not the averages, these are the highest possible. So if you turn in a Tier 2 journal to a laborer, the highest possible seaweed you can get is 16. You're almost never going to get this because you would get like all seaweed, no fish. You can get Tier 1 and Tier 2 fish, obviously. But if you turn in a Tier 7 journal, I only could test this at 132.5% because I lack fishing journals, fishing trophies at Tier 8. I also don't have Tier 8 Fisherman to test this on. I'm sorry. My data is a little inconclusive here. I wish I had all the data, but I could not find this. There is no wiki with this information. There is no spreadsheet. I have dug deep into very secretive, cabal and cartel discords, and I cannot find this information. So I'm sorry, but I just don't have it. It's not, the resources are not on the test room either. I've looked. So I wish I could, but I have run several tests to see return rates, and I have checked several videos and several spreadsheets, and these are the average return rates that you can expect to earn if you turn journals into laborers and then sell the fish, which is interesting, okay? Now, these are the low ends. These are average to low earnings. For instance, Tier 8, on average, you're going to get around 135,000 silver, but there might be some days you get 300,000 silver, okay? I didn't post the highs because they're very rare, far and few in between, and usually those really expensive saltwater Tier 8 fish are going to just cost a lot of taxes, and they take forever to sell, but hey, it's whatever. So as you can see here, Tier 7 and Tier 8, this is interesting because these are the only two ones that have a higher average earning rate than just selling the damn journal. So what we can gather with this data is that the only time fishing laborers are worth your time to set up the housing, to set up the property. I'm sorry, I just, I don't know, I can't speak today. Tier 7 and Tier 8 laborers, if you have the Tier 8 house to supplement them, you need a Tier 8 house to take advantage of the Tier 7 laborers. Otherwise, you're going to make below what the journal is used for, okay? There are, like, I guess the fisherman market is super competitive due to all the bots filling journals, but basically that's why the laborers aren't returning as much as the journal is worth, because the botters fill the journals, so the journals are dirt cheap, okay? And so, yeah, that's basically it. Unfortunately, I wish these results were better, but that's just how it is. Fishermen laborers are a dud currently in the game, unless you have a tier 8 house with tier 7 laborers or tier 8 laborers. And those are so hard to fill. You would spend all damn day by yourself trying to fill those tier 8 journals. Because fishing is a very slow process. If you're fishing in tier 8 saltwater or tier 8 Avalonian roads all day, you're not going to be able to feed one guild hall worth of laborers. But at the same time, if you have them, you could technically buy the journals and profit 10 to 20,000 silver per, if on the low end. You will almost always profit if you just buy the journals and then give them to your laborer. So it's passive income if you want it to be, but the setup cost, like for instance, this is a tier 8 guild hall. This is over 30 million silver. And if you're only earning 20,000, okay, let's do some math. We got 15 laborers times 20,000 silver. That's 300,000 a day. And 30 million silver divided by 300,000 a day is going to take you 100 days just to break even. 100 days in a row giving journals. And sometimes, like, there's not even enough journals on the market. And sometimes they're overpriced. Sometimes you get really low rolls and lose money. So it's going to take you technically more than 100 days. I'm just saying, I am not liking the return rates on these laborers. When people say laborers suck, this is what they're talking about, okay? I showed earlier on in my channel, you can check out my channel videos, I talked about tinkerers and how awesome they are, and they are awesome. But fishermen, it's either the bots or there's just too many people in the market for them. I don't know what's going on, but fishermen laborers suck, and that is my conclusion. Guys, I'm Soul Benji. Thanks for watching. As always, be a road, stay swole. I read every single comment. Let me know what you thought about this. Okay, and for those that don't know what a laborer or a journal is, it's pretty damn simple. When you go fishing, you can earn fame to fill these journals, and when they're full, you can go to the laborer and you give them the journal, and then they'll give you back fish in 22 hours, and it looks just like this. You just send them on their way, and they'll come back and give you some stuff, but because you're probably not going to use the fish, you're just going to sell it on the market. You can just sell the journal instead. Okay, you can just take this journal. It's worth right now. It says 171k. So that's a little off. But the point is that you can just sell the journal that you fill, and then you have money instantly. You don't have to worry about selling all the damn fish you get back. Okay. Anyway, guys. Videos every day on this channel. I read every comment. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. And if this helped you out, feel free to donate. Click the join button down below to become a channel member. In the pinned comment is a playlist. It's got private personal videos that you can access if you're a channel member. It's like being subscribed on Twitch, $5 a month, but it's on YouTube. You get these cool, like, personal and private videos, and videos that I don't want to share with the public that are money-making videos, exploit videos, all that kind of fun stuff. You don't want to miss it out. Go check the playlist. If one of those interests you, feel free to become a channel member. Do it to support me, though. Don't do it to access a video, okay? Also, I have a Discord. The link is in the description. You should definitely join it if you want to play with me. I have like 34 people in the Discord right now. I need more people to play with, dude. And a lot of those don't even play Albion. They play like World of Warcraft and stuff. Uh-oh, server's going down in 20 minutes. So, right now on screen is a video you should click. It's right over here on the right side. Google knows you better than you know yourself. Click that damn video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video, and I'll see you then. Mwah.